Hi pool fans, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's episode, we're going to cover 3 kick shots you need to know and you need to perfect. I'm going to show you what happens when we execute the shot right and what happens when we don't. What is a kick shot? A kick shot is when we play it off the rail and then kick a ball safe usually. Sometimes you kick it in the pocket, but that is what a kick shot is. Going off a rail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 17 rails, whatever, and you kick the ball safe. Today I'm going to show you 3 kick safes where the first one's pretty like for the beginner, but all these shots you need to know. You need to learn what to look for, how to hit the cue ball and what the spin does off the rail, how hard. It's very complex. Each kick shot that you might be faced with is different. That's where the pros, they're good at spotting that and knowing what to look for. So here is situation 1. We're hooked on the 2. We're going to go 1 rail right up its backside just before the middle, send it up towards the top of the table, middle diamond where my chalk is, and get the cue ball to stop around here. Off this back rail, we're going to play it with high right hand spin. So the cue ball spins the opposite way, and as it kicks, it always stays down here. It doesn't follow it up table. That is key on this shot. So I'm going to try and play the shot, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the things that can go wrong when we don't hit this shot correct. There you see, 2 ball up lovely, good speed, good line. It just before the middle and the cue ball just stops and then the rest takes care of itself. Sometimes you get a full ball hook, sometimes you don't. The key thing there is speed, line and execution of the shot. Now I'm going to show you what happens when we don't hit the shot right. Okay, so I hit the kick shot perfect then. I was aiming around here with a bit of right hand top English. And that is so the angle the cue ball comes in, I could get the 2 ball to hit before the middle. Now I'm purposely going to hit this shot wrong. I'm going to come more below the 2 and let's see where the 2 ball goes and what mess I make of this shot. So this is what happens when you hit the shot wrong. So there you see, I've not hit the correct side of the 2. Didn't get over there because I didn't start wide enough with right spin. So again, make sure you're watching where you're hitting. I can only give you a little bit of advice and tell you how the pros are playing it. So that's what happens when you don't come wide enough to get the right line. We're hooked on the 4 ball. We're going to go 2 rails. We're going to try and pot the 4. And if we miss the 4, we leave distance. So 2 things can happen. Percentages. That's what pool's all about. It's about percentages. We're not going to kick this wave because of the 8 ball. So if we go 1, 2 and we flick it, cue ball could crash into the 8, which is stopping the distance. So we're going to go this way. The shot, it determines. Now, the idea is we go off the side rail, the bottom rail, and we come up, we try and pot it. If we miss the pot, it'd be lovely to hit the side rail and bounce back out. And then the cue ball hopefully misses the middle and leaves distance. That is what we're thinking. Now, a little tip what I used to do, if you look at diamonds, and we can imagine a diamond also on the corner pocket, separate the 2 balls with your cue. That's an art in itself, but that's what you've got to practice. And then from that point, so from our imaginary diamond over the corner and the exact middle of these 2 balls, we just parallel over to the rail, which is roughly about here. And then we always play it with a bit of running English. So in my case, this is left-hand spin. So I've got my point, a bit of left-hand spin. I'll show you the cue ball on the picture. And there we see, a little bit unlucky that time. Didn't pot it, nearly potted it. And because it hit the rail, it didn't bounce back out. But you're not going to pot every kick shot. And you're not going to get every kick shot safe. This is just purely what we're trying to do when we're kicking and what we're looking for. So in that instance, a little bit unlucky, but that's pool. Now you've just seen what happens when you hit a good kick shot. Yeah, I didn't pot it and it didn't go safe, but it was still a good kick shot. You'd say to your partner, nice kick shot, pal, even though it didn't go in. Now, I'm going to hit this shot really bad. As I said many times, it's all about the correct line and the pace. So I'm going to hit the wrong line in this shot and watch. I'm going to try and get the cue ball to scratch or go near that corner. Because obviously I'm going off 1, 2 rails and trying to flick this 4 ball. I'm going to try and get it so it hits it fuller. And often you see the cue ball squirt along near the rail and scratch. So let's have a go. This is hitting the wrong line. There you see. Got lucky again. I got lucky. But listen, you ain't going to keep getting lucky like that in pool. That's what happens when you don't find the right line and you hit underneath the ball. You will see a lot of scratches. Now and again, you'll see a lucky player do that and you just want to give him a little dig. Kick shot number 3. Remember guys, line and pace. That's what we want. Trying to find the correct line and pace is key. So this is what we call a dump and run. We're trying to play a little safety shot, 1 rail kick and get distance. That's always key. So we're going off the bottom rail and it's important we hit high right hand side of the 3. Some people call it the high side or the right hand side, but from this point where the cue ball contacts coming in, we need to hit this right hand side of the 3. If we hit it full, the 3 ball could hit the 8, we could have a double kiss, things can go wrong. If we make sure we hit the right hand side, the game's going to be our friend. We're going to get the distance. 3 ball down here, cue ball up there. Pace is key. If you hit this shot, you hit it a little bit too full, 3 ball can bank back over here, things can go wrong. Now I have done a video on potting the ball off 1 rail, so it's a little bit simple, a similar thing to that, where we split in the rail and the contact point. I always use this edge and then allowed for the spin, and it's a mirror image, so that's just as a little guide. But a lot of the players, they play a lot of kick shots off feel. I know they go on about these systems and stuff. People do use systems. We will do a video about that at some point, but most of the top players, it's all about feel because every table plays different. So let me just try and play this shot correctly first, just so we can see the outcome. Oh, that's why I started commentating. There you see, we hit perfect on the 3. We got the distance, good 3 ball. And that was our friend today. On another day, the cue ball could land here. The main thing is we get the distance. If we hit it too full, things can go wrong. As we've seen with my first attempt, line and pace is key. I'm not going to show you what can go wrong on that one because we've already seen it, but I'm going to show you another dump and run shot, very similar to that, but with distance. Let's have a look. The dump and run. That is the first dump and run. That's where we're dumping the object ball on the short rail and leaving pure distance. Now we're playing the dump and run with distance, and we're going to split it to the opposite sides of the table. So we're going to come off side rail, try and chip the red 3 on this, and just get the distance. These balls are split. If they was like that, we'd have a nice channel to try and get the balls to land in. The chances they're leaving a full ball hook when they're like that is very slim. So it's key just to make sure you get a good 3. We don't want to leave the 3 here and get a bad cue ball because we'll leave an easy bank. So we'll try and make a mess of this shot. So we'll try and kick this one. Again, I'm trying to hit the right hand side of the red 3 and just split the table. We can't go off this side rail to pot it because the orange is in the way. So we're playing the dump and run. Not too bad, got a slight little double kiss, very difficult shot. They can see the ball, but the main thing is you're not sticking the table up and you're keeping yourself in the rack. Very difficult. Now that's the 3 kick shots you need to practice and learn, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a drill Alex Laley showed me. We used this for the Moscone Cup team. I won't show you the mega advanced version. If you want that, email or get me on Instagram. But I'm going to set them up now and I'm going to show you and explain this little kicking drill where you're going to become more advanced at kicking. Not an easy thing to do. Kicking is very underrated and something you should definitely learn to make you a stronger player. That's 3 kicking shots that you need to start off and learn. There's loads of kick shots, loads of scenarios. The key things to remember is the line and the pace. This drill, Alex Laley showed all the lads in the Mosconi Cup this drill. I'm not going to show you the super advanced version just yet. Obviously, I don't know what level of player is watching this or where you're at, but you can modify it yourself. I'll just show you. This is a kicking drill. 1 rail first, I'm going to show you. So the idea is we kick 1 rail and you pick a ball that you've got to hit after kicking the object ball. So in layman's terms, 1 rail, I'm going to hit the 3, but I'm going to pick the 14. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to myself the 14. So having gone with 1 rail, there you see. So that'd be good. So that'd be 1. So count 1. Now what you do is you leave the balls where they land. All 15 are on the table. So I'm on 1 point. Now I'm going to purposely miss to show you what happens. So let's just say I'm going to call, well, it doesn't matter, I'm going to miss on purpose. So I'm going to call the 8 ball. So I go like this and I miss the 8 ball. I'm still on 1, but now I have to take a ball. You can take any ball you want away. So I've took a ball away and then you play from there. So you keep going. So the idea is you're trying to find a shot where you're kicking. So I'm going to call the 8 ball. So I'm going to kick 1 rail, flick the stripe and try and hit the 8. So I'll just do this quickly to see. I missed the 14, so I have to take a ball off, so I'll just get rid of that. And that's what you do. You go around the table and you try and kick 1 rail, after contact, hit another ball. If you miss that ball, you lose a ball. Score down what you score. So after I've done it and all the balls are gone, if I've scored 15, that's my record, and that's how you improve. Try and beat your score. Once you've done that, if you want to get a little bit more advanced, again, throw all the balls on the table. Let's just say it's here. You go 1 rail, the same. And then after you've done 1 rail, you go 2 rails. So let me just show you. I'll just put that there and that there. So 2 rails, you would be here. So you've got to go 1, 2, flick the 8, and that's my nominated ball. I'll just do it quickly. So you're trying to flick the 8 and hit the stripe. Very good drill. Alex Laley showed the lads that. You will improve your kicking in no time doing this drill. If you've got any questions, as always, email, Instagram, stick them in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this kicking drill. Plenty more to come. Hit the subscribe button, share, the bell. I'll see you soon.